Good morning, internets, and welcome back to the reading of the Master List of Logical Fallacies with Alan Muelger and Bryce Barnett. Today we are on 74, Mind Reading. And before we dive in, how is Alan doing today?
Hungry.
You're hungry. Oh, yeah.
Like I'm a Scooby-Doo and Shaggy thing. No, I'm good, man. Today's been a really good day. How am I feeling today? Yeah, I'm feeling blessed. It's a good day this morning. Got lots of voice notes from clients, so I get to start off the day with just like giving and serving. And to me, it gets me in the right mindset whenever I'm like not doing well. As soon as I'm here like helping other people, I'm like, life's great. I feel great. Everything's good.
Very good. Very good. I was sharing with one of my friends uh, one of the journeys that you had of equivocation, understanding the difference between faith and trust, and
Mhm.
um, I showed them our video and they found it very powerful, and they said that they were sending it to a bunch of their friends, and so happy happy that that was a positive thing. So I'm hoping that we're getting a lot of positive outreach from what we're doing. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, so mind reading while Alan eats nuts.
Mind reading. Also, the fallacy of speculation, or I can read you like a book. An ancient fallacy of a corruption of stasis theory, speculating about someone else's thoughts, emotions, motivations, and body language, and then claiming to understand these clearly, sometimes more accurately than the person in question knows themselves. The rhetor deploys this phony knowledge as a fallacious warrant for or against a given standpoint. Scholar Myron Peto offers an example, the basis claim that Obama uh, doesn't duh, sick for human rights. I don't understand. Assertions that call for speculation are rightly rejected as fallacious in the U.S. judicial proceedings, but far too often pass uncontested in public discourse.
Is that supposed to be damn? Like he doesn't give a damn for human rights? They just
I don't, I don't
didn't
know.
have the
Yeah,
give?
I have no idea. Um, maybe it is give a damn. Yeah. Maybe that's it. The opposite of this fallacy is the postmodern fallacy of mind blindness, also the autist's fallacy, a complete denial of any normal human capacity for theory of mind, postulating the utter incommensurability and privacy of minds, and thus the impossibility of ever knowing or truly understanding another's thoughts, emotions, motivations, or intents. This fallacy, much promoted by the late postmodernist guru Jacques Derrida, necessarily vitiates any form of stasis theory. However, the fallacy of mind blindness has been decisively refuted in several studies, including a recent 2017 research published by the Association of Psychological Science and a 2017 Drexel University study indicating how our minds align when we communicate. Interesting. Okay. Mm, this is interesting. So is the idea here that um, mind reading based off of body language, um, and like observing someone's behavior, it's not actually possible to understand what someone's thinking and feeling based off of their body language and external factors? Is that what it is?
I don't think that that is impossible, because obviously there's psychologists that have that expertise, but there are a lot of people that don't. I've done this one um, to Zoe Kramer, and I didn't realize I was being like fallacious. Um, I had speculation that she was lying to me. She was my best friend at the time. Needless to say, we're not friends anymore. Um, and I was like, "Hey, I can tell by your body language that you're just not being honest." And I had more information outside of that to know that, but also um I was totally arrogant in from what I thought my abilities that I had from Vector, being able to read people like a book, um, that I was able to just easily figure out what someone was feeling when it's entirely just assumptions. And you could be right about assumptions, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily accurate. Um, and it's kind of a it's not quite gaslighting, but it's a form of like big brain, little brain. Surprised they don't like mention that here, but it's like I know you better than you do, just because I say so. And yeah, uh, I feel very shameful for doing that.
Hmm. This one I'm having a hard time with actually. Um, because there are plenty of instances where, as an example, I'll be working with someone and they'll say a statement. And the statement at face value has its own implications, but the vocal tonality, the body language, the facial expressions, along with the statement, give an exorbitant amount of additional information. To which, example, if someone to me says, I'm fine, like, I'm like, okay, I don't know if you actually are fine. Are you sure? No, I'm good. Everything's fine. Life is fine. In fact, it's fantastic. Like in that situation, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if you're actually fantastic. You don't seem fantastic. And so, like, not that I would never claim to be able to read someone's mind, but like in that moment, a lot of the times I find that people really believe what they're saying. No, no, I think I'm actually fine. It's like, let's slow down for a minute and actually check in with you to see how you're actually feeling. Where's your heart rate at? What emotion do you think you're feeling right now? If you were to slow down your breath and pay attention to your chest, do you feel tight in the chest? Do you feel light, expanded? Like, what's really going on here? So, the part where I have challenge with this fallacy is like, it seems to be saying that any attempt to say that we know more about what someone's experiencing based off of very legitimate factors is totally fallacious. And I don't know if I agree with that, if that's what it is saying.
Yeah. So again, just a reminder for these fallacies. Um, the fallacy is saying that uh, this must be true all the time when there have been times where you read people and you were wrong, right?
Mm.
So that's all it's saying. It doesn't mean that you don't have a very strong implication. I think that's the right word of how someone is feeling
Hmm.
because you have I would say at least partial expertise in this. So um, yeah, so like I would say you're more accurate than the average person, but you're not perfect.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, so that's all it is that you're not this god that knows everybody's mind.
Got it. So it's like, it's got it. So it's like, it's not necessarily about the actual act, it's about insisting that someone can like perfectly acquire an ability and then therefore because of the ability being acquired they are now transcendent of XYZ thing. You should listen to this person because they are a mind reader or they're someone who can read people like a book, therefore you should trust everything they have to say, like that kind of a thing.
Basically, yeah,
Got it, that makes sense. Yeah, that's BS. Got it. Okay.
very good. So that's mind reading, and then the opposite of this fallacy is the mind blindness.
Yeah.
I tuned out for this one.
Yeah, I
What
think
was
the writer got a little gratuitous with their collegiate language. I was like, hang on, I'm having a hard time following you. Um, Incommensurability.
Oh, sorry, duh, it's the opposite. So the opposite of knowing everyone's thoughts is assuming that you cannot know anyone's thoughts.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so it's impossible to know people's thoughts.
Right. And that's not true because you do that regularly.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm trying to think like maybe I've done that one too before where I like to give some people the benefit of the doubt that like maybe sometimes probably don't deserve it. That like I really don't like to think anyone is like deliberately malicious when it seems like there's a lot of evidence pointing to them trying to be a con man. There's few of them out there, but there are some of them out there. And I'm like, well, maybe, we don't know what's in their mind. Um, but one for sure would be Kent Hovind. Like he knows for sure he's a fraud and
Who?
he's doing it on purpose
Who?
for money. Kent Hovind. He is a young Earth creationist that proclaims to have a doctorate. He doesn't. He's lying, and we have the documentation to prove it. Uh, and he calls himself Dr. Kent Hovind, and he just talks about how evolution is impossible. And he uses every single fallacy on this list, and he makes a bunch of money from it. Um, he from many science communicators that I've known that interact with him, they really say he is the scum of the earth, and they don't like to put like malice upon people, but they're like, no, this guy's like the worst. And from all the evidence I've seen, including having no remorse from children dying at his theme park to beating his multiple wives, he's it's bad. So like, part of me is like, well, put yourself inside of his shoes. What would you do differently? A lot, probably. Um, so I think that I like to use this fallacy when I say, oh well, you don't really know what's inside someone's mind, but nah, for this guy, he's the worst. He's just scum. Oh man. Um He's lying and he knows he's lying. He's doing it for money and it's super blatant. It's gross.
Has he ever
So
like admitted that and shared that?
that he uh that he knows that he's lying.
That he lies for money? Yeah.
Yeah, he does professional debates where he will say these catchphrases that he's made up over and over and over again, that are blatantly false. One, for example, is that Uh, evolutionists believe that you came from a rock, and that's absurd, and so evolution is wrong. And every single time an evolutionary biologist will speak to him, they'll explain this is how abiogenesis came about. At no point were we ever rocks. That is a straw man mischaracterization of what evolution proclaims. And also, that's not even the subject of evolution, that's the subject of abiogenesis. So it's an additional straw man on top of that. And and they ask him like fix your error because this is how it works. And they've been explaining that to him for 2 decades. And he will keep saying it until he dies. um Evolution can't happen because dogs always produce dogs, and that's it. Dogs produce dogs, and it's just like it's a misrepresentation. And yeah uh there there's a lot I could go into about Kent Hovind, but it's not worth the time. And if I draw too much attention to him, then he's going to draw attention to me. So I'd rather just not. He like I could give you, I can send you stuff if you want, but
Cool. Yeah, yeah,
he's
I
the
don't
worst.
I have no desire to be sent things by Kent Hovind.
Okay,
So,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that's where I've used this fallacy that I tend to give people a little bit more credit than sometimes they deserve.
Hmm. Interesting.
Do you think you ever use this one, or maybe not so much?
Mindfulness. No, not mind blindness. That one's not one that um
Yeah,
in my own life I would have definitely been more prone to mind reading than mind blindness.
very good.